Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're talking about how amino acids are critical for healthy metabolic function and mental health. So, amino acids are found everywhere in our environment, from plants to animals to trees. They are found in our environment, hundreds of them. We have a select few, we call essential amino acids, that create our body. So, we call them essential because we must obtain them through our diet. In terms of the plant to animal spectrum, animal protein will have the highest, most complete, alike form of amino acids that the human body requires. So things like carnitine, taurine, zinc, creatine, all of this can be found in animal protein. I go back to the animal protein for multiple reasons. The biggest reason is going to be coming from the amino acid tryptophan. Years ago, I was on an SSRI, which is a billion-dollar industry in this country, an epidemic of mental health that we have. People are hooked on these SSRIs. They don't address the root cause of our low serotonin levels. But if you Google the pathway of where serotonin comes from and you run across tryptophan, this will address our root cause. So amino acids are similar to our alphabet. We have a series of letters, and we take these letters and we configure them into certain categories, arrangements, and then we call them words. Amino acids are the same thing. So if you have an abundant supply of amino acids, you can form all sorts of proteins, all sorts of enzymes, peptides, hormones, neurotransmitters that your body would need to form its basic energy functioning. The problem is that the reason why our society is in the severe health emergent state that we're in is because we do not understand these amino acids and how critical they are for our genetic functioning. So if we lack in serotonin, and going back, I'll just speak on myself. When I go back and I look at young Rachel and I look at what was her diet consisting of, I did not have tryptophan hardly in my diet at all. I mean, there was some here and there, but I had so much sugar, I had so much carbohydrates, I had so much fast food containing these seed oils which deplete us, dehydrate our cells at the cellular level, and that cause a higher depletion rate. So I was really depleting at a high speed rate, and I was not getting in the proper essential amino acids, proper fatty acids in my diet, and that's why I felt the way I felt at the same time. Now you can look at your current state. Do you feel like you have lack of energy? Do you feel like you are you pre-diabetic? Do you have do you have high blood pressure? Do you have high cholesterol? Do you have anything going on in your body that as a result, someone said you needed to take a medication? You can look at your diet and you say, do I have the critical elements for proper metabolic and mental health functioning, the essential amino acids? If the answer is no, you might be considering looking into getting more amino acids, more animal proteins in your diet. We know this from our basic biology, our basic chemistry. We have all learned this in school. Years and years ago, we learned about the cell, we learned about the mitochondria, and we just forgot it because when we're in school, we're just learning sometimes to pass a test, and we're not able to take this information and to apply it into our real-time lives. And this place that we've gotten to where we've forgotten this important information, we have so much sickness surrounding us, we have so much disease. And the reason why, again, I'm so involved with mental and metabolic health, energy health, we have an energy crisis in our country, an energy crisis, a pandemic, an epidemic, where these drug companies are profiting off of our confusion. The only way that we can stop this epidemic that's going on, all of this suffering happening, is if we re-educate ourselves, is if we bring in this basic knowledge, this basic information. We know so much it's so sad when I look under posts on the internet, people talking about certain diets. It's so sad to see people fighting over a certain side and lacking the basic information such as amino acids. And to bring up one of the worst epidemics that we have is Alzheimer's and dementia, which is known as diabetes type 3. I think one of the statistics I read recently was 1 in 4 people are pre-diabetic. This is so concerning because this epidemic is accelerating as the day goes on, and it's nothing more than an energy crisis. And how do we get to the root cause of the energy crisis, this 911 state of emergency? We give our body the essential, basic, foundational building blocks that it requires, that we have so much dense information on. So if you want more information, maybe from a real doctor, Dr. Gabrielle Lyon talks wonderfully about animal protein. She also does geriatric health, so the aging process, which is super important. The aging process is similar to our mental health state because the brain is always going to take, on a daily basis, it's going to take 20 to 30% of our total energy requirements for the body. So if you are finding yourself in a place where you're fatigued, where you're gaining a lot of weight, you're losing a lot of muscle, you feel stressed, you feel anxious, you need to make sure that you prioritize hydrating, strength training, and these essential amino acids. These are so important because the brain will take the amino acids. That's how we lose muscle, is our brain is going to find these amino acids from somewhere, and it'll take it from your skeletal muscle if it's not provided enough energy on a daily basis. So some other things that are for free and that are easy to do is grounding and early sunlight exposure. So I hope that this was helpful in some way. Go back to your basic chemistry and biology, dabble with it, look at tryptophan, and it's such a fun process relearning this stuff. It's so exciting to learn this information, to prioritize it, and to see the body change because we are very powerful biochemists. Everyone's a biochemist. If you didn't know it, now you know it. And it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So I hope this is helpful as always. Like, share, subscribe, and good luck.